What's up, guys? Trilogy here. Welcome to episode 6 of Trilogy Talk. I can't believe we're on episode 6 already. That means 5 weeks have passed since I've done these Trilogy Talk videos. Although they don't get a lot of views, I really like doing the Trilogy Talk videos because I just get to sit here and talk to you guys. Sometimes I get comments back, sometimes I get nothing at all, but hey. And then a lot of these long form videos, I'll break them into smaller videos and I'll post them on the channel and then I'll get more feedback. So I guess it basically just incentivizes me to make more content. So I put it all in this big video and then I can use that big video to make smaller videos. But that's super cool. Jumping into it, we're gonna be talking about quite a few different things. I have a couple topics for you. At least I did. Oh, my list, I need that, of topics. But I don't know if this video is gonna be as long as they usually are because this one's a little, I don't have a lot of topics this week, I guess, but hey, that's how it is. First thing we want to talk about is Don FM, the Weeknd album. Great album. I'm not gonna lie, I really like this album. After I listened to it like 2 times, I formed an opinion. I was like, okay, this is a really good album. I did my album review. I'm gonna link that. I think it's gonna be here. I'm gonna link it up here because everything's reversed. So like if I'm watching this on YouTube, it's gonna pop up right there, but everything's reversed. So I think it's gonna actually pop up right there. And I think that's why it's a little confusing. But yeah, as far as that goes, I'm gonna link my review, but I really think this is a good album. Overall, don't let Carlos hear it. He loves the Weeknd and he loves his album. He's like, pinnacle Weeknd as far as that goes. And we have opposite opinions, my friend Carlos. We have opposite opinions. So like his worst album by the Weeknd is Beauty Behind the Madness. And my favorite album by the Weeknd is Beauty Behind the Madness. And it's just like we're total opposites as far as that goes. So we both like the Weeknd. We just have different opinions on how we prefer him to sound, I guess. But yeah, as far as that goes, this is a really good album, but I think relatively compared to the rest of his albums, this is probably on the bottom level of it. So I spent the whole day listening to every single The Weeknd album for the tier list video that I'm supposed to be doing, and I just haven't filmed it. I literally did all the research that day, and that was like 5 days ago, so I just haven't got a chance to film it. Maybe I'll film it after this video. Got a couple things to do today. But yeah, just as far as that goes, like I have my rankings on here and I don't want to spoil it too much because I want you guys to watch that video. And once that's done, I'm going to link it. But as far as that goes, Don FM is kind of on the lower end, and how I did my ratings, I take the number of songs on the album and then I divide it by the number of good songs on the album that I like. So the shorter albums like My Dear Melancholy, that only has like 6 tracks, because it only has 6 tracks, each track carries a heavier weight because they're shorter tracks. And then on the other side, longer albums, they have a little bit more of a wiggle room because each track is has less weight to it, if that makes sense. But because they're longer tracks, longer albums, there's more of a chance that there'll be a song that I don't like, or there's more of a chance that there's fluff on there. Although The Weeknd really doesn't do fluff too often. I think his longest album is 18 songs, which really isn't that long. A lot of artists are doing like 24 tracks, 30 tracks. Didn't Chris Brown do like a couple 40 track albums? Yeah, that's crazy compared to 18. But yeah, Don FM, if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna link my review here. I'm gonna link my tier list on the albums here. And if you want to talk about the Weeknd, let me know what you thought about Don FM down below in the comments. I think you appreciate that. If you want to support the channel, I'm Trilogy with Trilogy Effect. I do these Trilogy Talks every week. We talk about music, gaming, shoes, all kinds of basically new news for the week. We do this every week. Every Friday, we post this video. You should definitely check it out. I have curated playlists on my channel. And if you want to support the channel, like, comment, subscribe. I don't do ads or sponsorships on my channel. But if you want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon down below. You should subscribe. Anything helps. Appreciate that. Shout out Aaliyah, my only Patreon so far. But hey, we'll get there. We're building a community, and I really appreciate any support that you guys give me. Up next, we're going to be talking about The Ledge. This is going to be a horror trailer, and I'm going to put it up for you guys now. And I just think it's really interesting. I was hoping it was going to be a little scary, but unfortunately that's not the case. So I'm gonna put it up for you guys. We're gonna play it first, and then I'm gonna talk about it. I've been doing this thing where I play it and I talk at the same time. I just feel like you probably get a better experience if I played the trailer first and then watch it, and then react to it. So I'm gonna play the trailer up above, and once it plays, then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, come on, let's do this.
Well, this weekend just got a whole lot more interesting. So here we are. Wait, let me guess.
frat boys, right?
We met at summer camp and started climbing.
The locals, they just tried to climb the face but couldn't get past the ledge.
These are some pretty big rocks.
Well, if you need any help up there.
We can take care of ourselves.
I'm gonna hit the sack.
Yo, maybe she's had enough.
Maybe you should shut your mouth.
You scared me. Hey, slow down, cowboy. Get off me! Help me.
We are not going down for this.
You mean just leave her like this?
No.
Jesus Christ, no!
The camera. Get her. She's going for the face! Get her down! I'm coming for you, bitch!
He's not gonna let her off this mountain alive. He's a psycho, man.
You're either with us or you're against us.
He's gonna kill me. And then he's gonna kill you.
Well, you guys saw it. I'm just gonna go ahead and rewatch it so I can talk about it. I don't know how to watch it and put it on the screen at the same time. It seems like a very fun little movie or whatever. No black people. No black people. That's a turn off. All white people. Black people hike. I mean, we don't hike often. I mean, I wouldn't say we're an outdoorsy people at all nowadays, but hey, come on, white. All whites. Ooh. She's still alive. Oh. So there's 4 white guys chasing 1 white girl. They couldn't go throw a Hispanic girl in there or something. 10,000 feet. She has a 10 up here. Like, this movie looks like it's action packed, but it looks like the type of movie. Oh, that guy might not have been white. It looks like the type of movie where it looks action packed and they put all the action parts in the trailer. Regardless of that, I'm still pretty interested. She's right. He's gonna kill her and he's probably gonna kill them. So I think that might be a good plot twist. One of the guys who's been chasing her the whole time is probably gonna turn around and help her. I don't know who, obviously, because I haven't seen it, but looks like there's a lot of people dying in here between the girl who fell and then it looks like he set someone on fire. Rated R, strong violence, crude sexual references, language, and some drug use. It looks interesting. I mean, it comes out February 18th. It's probably not gonna be movie of the year, but I think it caught my interest with the trailer. I think I'll definitely check it out. It's, like I said, it's not gonna be like a super big priority, but I'll definitely check it out. Up next, we're gonna be talking about A Journal for Jordan. This is Michael B. Jordan's latest movie. I thought it was really too long. It was too long. It was like 2 hours and 11 minutes. I was in the theater like Kobe. I was over here like, when does this movie end? I mean, I went there with a girl, obviously, because girls love Michael B. Jordan, so I was there. I mean, I'm not a hater of Michael B. Jordan. It's just, I wouldn't say he has the greatest movie catalog. Like, when I think of Michael B. Jordan, I don't really think of great actor. Although he does his thing. Like, he did his thing in Creed. Creed was a really good movie, but I wouldn't say it was a really good movie because of Michael B. Jordan. The movie was just good. And then he was really good in Black Panther, and that was just good writing. But Michael B. Jordan might have made that role. Like, when I think of Killmonger, I think of Michael B. Jordan. He did his role, you know what I'm saying? So he might have made that role, but I think the writing was really behind it, because if you think about everything else in that movie, everything Ryan Coogler did, Chadwick Boseman, all of them really made that movie really good. Not to discredit Michael B. Jordan, it's just, like I said, when I think of great movies, I don't really think of Michael B. Jordan. In this movie, man, I'm not gonna lie, I might have been just emotional that day. But there was a scene in the movie towards the end where my eyes definitely did water. I think like 1 or 2 tears, they might have like populated and just rolled down just a little bit. But yeah, this movie I think was really good. I think they could have shaved like 30 minutes off of it and then just like the way the movie is set up, it bounces back and forth through time. So we're in the present, we do a flashback, we're in the present, but farther in the present. So I guess we're in the future, and then we go back in the past, and then we go farther into the future, and then we go back into the past, and then we go modern day, which we're like the movie where it's actually taking place. Then we do one last flashback, and then we go back to modern day. And I just didn't like that. And then just the way that you find out some of the things that are going to happen in the future, because we're in the future, so you know some of the stuff that's already going to happen in the past. I felt like that threw off the cohesiveness of this movie. I think they could have shaved off maybe 30-40 minutes of this movie, and it would have been nice and pristine. But overall, I feel like the movie was too long. But it's based on a true story, so I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't know it was based on a true story till the end of the movie. And the girl I went with, she was like, yeah, it said that at the beginning of the movie, don't you pay attention? And I'm like, oh, I think I missed it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I missed it. Dang, calm down. Anyways, this movie is pretty good. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. It's definitely not movie of the year, although it's January. It might be my movie of the year so far. I can't think of any other movies I've watched. I should probably start keeping track of that so I can do my movie of the year video. So yeah, I should probably think of that. But I mean, I guess this is my movie of the year. What is it, January 7th? It's probably the best movie I've seen this year. Still too long, still a 7 out of 10. It could be better, but yeah. A Journal for Jordan has a really good message about a gentleman, a man, doing the best to protect his country, his family, and he's a really good role model, and a lot of black people don't have. There aren't a lot of black male characters who take care of their family, but legally, responsibly, and have a faith in God. Like you have to do. There's no black man in a movie who can do all three of them. So that he did all three of them, although you have to survive. And within the 10 minutes, so I'm not gonna lie, spoiler alert, Michael B. Jordan dies like 10 minutes into the movie. You find out that he's dead. And now you have to spend the next 2 hours trying to figure out when did he die, how did he die, how his death affects everyone else. So you have to be a good man, believe in God, not do anything illegal, and then you have to survive the movie. No black man in a movie can do all four. And that's just how it is with media nowadays. But still, hey, that's pretty much it. Up next, if you didn't know, my guilty pleasure is cooking shows. I like cooking shows. I like Hell's Kitchen. I used to watch Top Chef. Used to watch Master Chef. When I was younger, one of my first dreams was to have my own restaurant. And I even created a menu and everything out of like poster board, and like it would fold up, and it was pretty cool. And one thing as a kid I always resented was being on the kids menu. I'm like, I hate being on the kids menu. I don't want to be a kid. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? On my menu, I had a kids menu, then I had a preteen menu, and then I had a teenager menu, and then I have an adult menu. It was supposed to be revolutionary, make kids feel empowered. No, I'm not on the kids menu. I'm a preteen now. I'm a teenager now. As a kid, I thought that was super cool. That I wouldn't have to be on the kids menu. I mean, I'm not an adult. I didn't think I was like an adult or whatever, but I was just like, that's what we're gonna do. But the reason we're talking about cooking to begin with, if you didn't know, the next thing we're talking about is Next Level Chef. This is Gordon Ramsay's brand new cooking show, and it's gimmicky, to say the least. I think it's cool. So basically the premise is this Next Level Chef, and basically the chefs cook in a tower. So there's 3 levels to the tower. There's the basement. Let's start at the top. It's the top level. This is top level Michelin kitchen level stuff. They have all the cooking tools in the world. Don't ask me, I'm not a chef, but they have everything that you could think of in this kitchen. State of the art, blah, 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 blah. That's what it is. Next level below that is gonna be a standard kitchen chef. So this is like a regular restaurant, you know, something probably that they have at the Texas Roadhouse level kitchen. That's what that is. And then they have the basement. The basement has the bare minimum. It has a stove, a couple bowls, you know, maybe a griddle if you're lucky. That's what the basement is. And basically in the first episode, that was basically the preliminaries, where there's 3 chefs. There's Gordon Ramsay, obviously, and then there's 2 other chefs who I don't know who they are, honestly. There's another white guy, and then there's a black woman. So I think that was pretty cool. The last chef, like Master Chef or whatever, it was 3 white guys, and I'm just like, 3 white guys. If you know me, I'm always gonna look for race in everything I watch, because we want to be represented. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if they're only throwing it in there to appeal to us, hey, that's why we require 2 black people now in every show. But hey, you get points for at least 1. And in this case, they have a woman chef and a black chef. They just decided to put them into one, which I'm not trying to discredit her. I don't know her, but obviously she's something, because even with those criteria, they picked her for this show. So obviously she knows what she's doing. That's good for her. I mess with her. She has a unique personality. When I don't mean that like in an insult, like she has a unique personality. Like she's cool. She has her own personality in contrast to Gordon and the other chef. They both have their own themes, and I think that's cool. She's not just a placeholder, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, first episode, all of the chefs grab a random key card, they put it in the elevator, and it sends them to a random level as far as that goes, and you just have to do the best. And based off of where their performance is in that episode, the three chefs basically take turns picking people and adding them to their team and stuff like that. And I wonder if later down the road, if someone's team gets too small, does that chef just get kicked out, or do they consolidate, or do they take people from other teams to even it out? That's what I want to know. And then in the last episode, is it going to be a 1v1v1, or is it a 1v1 like it usually is? Like, are there going to be three chefs, one from each team, or are there just going to be two, like the top two people? That's what I want to know. It hasn't been explained. This is the first season. It's still early on, and a lot of different cooking shows have done it differently in the past. But yeah, I think that was pretty cool. That's pretty much it. There's only 2 episodes out. I just wanted to put it out there if you guys like cooking shows and you want to look something that's interesting. I like Gordon Ramsay. He's funny. I know he's not as much of a jerk in real life as he is in Hell's Kitchen. A lot of that stuff, it's hard to say it is fake and produced. I looked it up. Still enjoy it. It's still fun. But as far as that goes, that's my thoughts on Next Level Chef. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. I don't think it's streaming on anything. I have free cable through my job, so I watch it on TV. But you should check it out if you haven't seen it. Next Level Chef is really good, and we have some decent black contestants. You know, I like to root for the black people, but sometimes they let me down, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes, I mean, the black guy won the first challenge back-to-back. Spoilers, I guess. There's more than one, I think, so it's not really spoilers, I guess. Half spoilers. You should definitely check it out. Next thing that we're going to be talking about is the day before game trailer. This is going to have RTX and a little bit of gameplay, and trust me, this game looks amazing. I'm going to let some of it play, and then we'll talk about it. Okay guys, that's the day before, and I think this game looks amazing. I mean, RTX, I think that's only for PC. It's ray tracing, right? I don't know too much about ray tracing. All I know is I know a pretty game when I see it. As far as that goes, I mean, this game looks real. I mean, I really don't have too much to say. I just wanted to show off the trailer and some of the gameplay. But wow, it just looks really good. Games are getting so good nowadays. Let me back that up. I'm all up in my camera. And I can't wait to play games like this. I mean, the PS5, I have both the PS5 and the Series X. And there's some decent games on there. But there's a lot of trailers of up-and-coming games, like upcoming games, that they just look amazing. And we just really haven't seen anything like that as far as that goes. So I'm really looking forward to that. Next thing I want to talk about, this is just a little bit of new stuff. I just thought this was cool. We're gonna be talking about China's artificial star. If you didn't see it, I mean, it was just pretty cool seeing this the other day, where it flew in the air. And it's basically nuclear fission. If you've seen Spider-Man 2, it's like, I have the power of the sun in my hand. And I saw a video of it, and I was just like, is that real? So like, the sun's cool. It's like literally a whole article here. And I just think it's pretty cool. I'm gonna see if I can find a clip, and I'm gonna play it for you guys. But it's like, are we doing stuff like that in America? I feel like that's super futuristic. That's super cool. Yeah, but that's literally it. Next thing we want to talk about is War of the Words with Tom Cruise, based off of the H.G. Wells book from like forever ago, loosely based, because it's almost completely unrelated to the book. But I think this movie was a cool watch. One of the gripes I've heard in other reviews is a lot of people didn't like the kids. They thought they were annoying. And I'm just like, you know what? They are annoying. Especially the little girl played by Danny Fanning. I forget her name. She was young there. And I've never seen her play anything that young. And she was just crying, screaming the whole movie. Like, I get it. She's scared. She's a frightened little kid. But like, come on now. She was just crying the whole movie. And then the son was a jerk. I know he was a bad dad, but like, come on now. The world is ending. If there's any time for closure and for us to get together and closer as a unit, it's now. It's now for the world to end. And I had to look up like, what's going on? Because if I remember the books right, the aliens, when they came to Earth, they died because of water. And there was an alien swimming through the water in one of the pods. So I'm just like, well, it's not water. And then the end, they zoomed in on like some cells and stuff. And I'm like, what's going on? Why did the aliens die? So I looked it up, and apparently it's like bacteria and stuff like that was in the atmosphere. Some people were saying it was the bacteria in the human blood. And a lot of people think that's a plot hole, because if the aliens are advanced enough to travel from wherever they came from to conquer our place billions of years ago, they should be sufficient enough to handle bacteria. Like, they should have planned for that. And you know what? That makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. Why didn't they? It seems like a plot hole, you know what I'm saying? And then there's another plot hole where a lot of people were like, well, why did they vaporize some humans and then keep some humans up? And I watched a really good Indie Explained video, and they were like, well, the reason they did that is because blood type. Blood type makes a lot of sense based off of the movie, because, you know, they are only compatible with certain blood types, so they only want certain blood types. And although no blood types are obviously explained in the movies, that would be a really good reason where they could just scan your blood type. Okay, we don't need that guy, zap. Okay, we need that guy, zap. We don't need that guy, zap. We're gonna grab these guys. And it would make sense, especially since Tom Cruise's daughter, she was taken, and then Tom Cruise himself was taken. Boom, father-daughter. They probably have the same blood type. Not only that, when the son disappears, and during the war scene with the tanks and stuff like that, we think he's all dead, but he survived, and he's back at Boston with his mom. We're like, how did he survive? Which, to be honest, I did think that was a stretch. But the YouTuber was like, well, if he had the same blood type as his dad, most likely he was put in a cage, and if he was able to hold off long enough, which is possible, I mean, everyone else did it, if he was long enough to hold off long enough, he would be freed with everyone else, but he would have been captured because of his blood type. And the blood type really makes sense as far as this movie goes. Overall, I thought this movie was really good. I really don't have too much of complaints about it. It's dated, of course. The ending was a little confusing as far as that goes, maybe a little plot holy. I'd probably give War of the Worlds about a 9 out of 10. And I really have to give Tom Cruise props. He's a great action actor. Like, he does his thing on these action movies. But yeah, that's all my thoughts on action, on War of the Worlds. Okay, and the last thing I have for you guys is, I know, short video this week. Although this video is probably still gonna be like 30 minutes. So I guess it's not too much shorter, but I just feel like there weren't a lot of topics this week as far as news goes. I keep literally like a note on my bulletin board whenever there's something I want to make for a Trilogy talk video. I throw it on here, but I really don't have too much. Newsflash, sorry for the wait. Lil Wayne, it says, coming to all platforms. I messed with Sorry for the Wait. I'm gonna re-listen to it and do an album review. If I've done it already, by the time you see this, I'll link it right here. And by saying that in the video, I guess I have to make the video now. So I've been putting it off. I literally have been putting off so many videos. I want to do a Spider-Man costume ranked list. I want to do the weekend tier list. I want to do the Sorry for the Wait video. I mean, I actually did put a lot of work into the tier list video. I really need to do that. But yeah, the last thing I want to talk about is going to be Kirby, the new Kirby game, which I have never played a Kirby game in my entire life. But this one looks really good. As far as that goes, a lot of the Nintendo games are, if you have a Switch, Nintendo games almost always look good. Between Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, if it's not a Switch game, like a Nintendo game, it's probably not gonna look as good as somewhere else you could play it. But I guess this is like an open world-ish platformer, and it looks pretty cool. Like, I've never been a fan of Kirby, but look, he has Link's sword on here. He's doing his thing. But yeah, I'll play the trailer for you guys, and I'll shut up. Like, he has a grow ability. I think that looks pretty cool. And he has like a horn because, you know, they don't use guns. So this is definitely a gun. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I'm not gonna lie, like I said, this game looks really good. It looks really good. But hey, thank you guys for tuning in to Trilogy Talk. That's all we have for this week. Tune in for some of the videos that I talked about. If you really want to check them out, go ahead and subscribe because they are up and coming. I promise you they're coming out this week or probably next week. Within the next week, before the next Trilogy Talk. Those videos will be out. I'm Trilogy. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Please like, comment, subscribe, and peace.